get you, webhead! My diagnosis will!
Holy Hannah!
And you're running out of fluid!
Is this more action than even Spider-Man could handle?
In the realm of gaming history, few names resonate as profoundly as the Atari 2600. This unassuming console, released in the late 1970s, would go on to become an icon, not merely in the world of video games, but also in popular culture. The Atari 2600, affectionately known as the VCS video computer system during its early days, holds a unique place in the hearts of gamers, collectors, and enthusiasts worldwide. Its story is one of innovation, resilience, and the birth of a multi-billion-dollar industry that continues to shape entertainment today. This essay embarks on a journey to uncover the fascinating tale of the Atari 2600. With a blend of factual information and a casual, informative tone, we will explore the development, hardware, game library, cultural impact, legacy, and influence of this beloved gaming console. So sit back, relax, and let's delve into the world of pixelated adventures, joystick-controlled escapades, and the enduring legacy of the Atari 2600. Before we begin, if you're new here, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos on retro gaming and tech from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. The Atari 2600, although often celebrated for its games and cultural impact, had a rather humble beginning. Its development and release marked a significant turning point in the history of video gaming. The story of the Atari 2600 begins with its creator, Atari Incorporated, a company founded by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney in 1972. Atari had already gained recognition for its arcade games, with classics like Pong captivating audiences across the globe. However, Bushnell envisioned bringing the excitement of arcade gaming into people's homes, which led to the development of the Atari 2600. The console, initially called the Stella, was designed by an engineering team led by Jay Miner. Stella featured groundbreaking technology for its time, including a custom-designed microprocessor, the MOS Technology 6507. This chip allowed the console to render graphics and provide audio output, paving the way for interactive gaming experiences in the living room. In 1977, the Atari 2600 made its debut at the Summer Consumer Electronics Show, CES. Its release was accompanied by a simple yet effective marketing slogan, bringing the arcade experience home. The console's sleek, wood-grain design and a distinctive joystick controller captured the essence of the era. The 2600 was officially released in October 1977. Initially priced at $199, it included the console itself, 2 joystick controllers, a pair of paddle controllers, and the game cartridge Combat. It was an immediate success, despite its initial price tag, as gamers were eager to enjoy arcade-style gaming without leaving their homes. The defining feature of the Atari 2600 was its use of interchangeable game cartridges. This concept revolutionized the gaming industry, as players could expand their game library by purchasing new cartridges. This flexibility set the stage for the thriving video game market we know today. The success of the Atari 2600 helped establish Atari Incorporated as a dominant force in the video game industry. It became a household name, with millions of units sold, and laid the foundation for the video game industry's rapid growth during the late 1970s and early 1980s. However, the journey of the Atari 2600 was not without its challenges. The Atari 2600 was more than just a video game console. It was a technological marvel of its time. Its hardware and specifications were at the forefront of gaming innovation in the late 1970s. The heart of the Atari 2600 was its central processing unit CPU, the MOS Technology 6507. It was a custom-designed microprocessor based on the MOS 6502, a popular CPU used in various early computers and gaming systems. The 6507 ran at a clock speed of 1.19 MHz, providing enough processing power for the console's games. The Atari 2600 featured a graphics chip known as the Television Interface Adapter, TIA. The TIA was responsible for generating the console's graphics and sound. It could display up to 2 players, 2 missiles, and 1 ball on the screen simultaneously. While the console's audio may seem simple compared to modern systems, it played a crucial role in enhancing the gaming experience. The distinctive sounds of games like Space Invaders and Pong became iconic in their own right. The Atari 2600 introduced the concept of joystick controllers. These iconic controllers featured a joystick for directional input, a single red fire button for gameplay actions, and a simple design that was comfortable to hold. The console typically included 2 joystick controllers, making it possible for 2 players to engage in multiplayer games. Perhaps one of the most innovative aspects of the Atari 2600 was its use of interchangeable game cartridges. The console featured a cartridge slot that allowed players to insert game cartridges to access different titles. Cartridges contained the game software and, in some cases, additional hardware components. This modular design made it easy for players to expand their game library, and it set the standard for future gaming consoles. While the technical specifications of the Atari 2600 may seem modest today, it's essential to recognize that it was a pioneering console that laid the foundation for the gaming industry. Its hardware innovations, such as interchangeable cartridges and joystick controllers, shaped the way we play. But a game system is more than just its hardware, and the 2600 had software covered. The Atari 2600 boasted a rich and diverse game library that played a pivotal role in its popularity, captivating players and laying the foundation for the gaming industry we know today. The Atari 2600 launched with a game cartridge titled Combat, which featured various game modes, including tank battles and biplane dogfights. It showcased the console's potential for delivering engaging multiplayer experiences. Space Invaders was one of the earliest hits for the Atari 2600. This arcade classic was faithfully adapted for the console, allowing players to defend Earth from relentless waves of alien invaders. Pac-Man, based on the immensely popular arcade game, was another early standout title. While it faced criticism for its deviations from the original, it became one of the best-selling games on the platform. The Atari 2600 introduced players to the concept of adventure gaming with titles like Adventure. This game, designed by Warren Robinett, featured a hero navigating a maze-like world to find hidden objects and defeat dragons. It was a precursor to the open-world games we enjoy today. The Atari 2600 had its share of sports and racing titles. Basketball, football, and baseball allowed players to simulate their favorite sports, albeit in a simplified form. Indy 500 provided a racing experience with top-down perspective gameplay and competitive multiplayer modes. The ability to bring arcade experiences home was a significant draw for the Atari 2600. Ports of games like Asteroids, Missile Command, and Centipede allowed players to enjoy the arcade thrill without having to leave their living rooms. While many of the Atari 2600's games were developed by Atari itself, third-party developers also contributed to the library. Companies like Activision and Imagic produced hit titles like Pitfall and Demon Attack, demonstrating the potential for independent game development. Some games, like E.T. the Extraterrestrial, garnered attention not only for their gameplay, but also for their adaptation of popular movie franchises. E.T. notably faced mixed reviews and became a symbol of the video game industry's early challenges. E.T. was such a monumental failure that it's theorized that it was the single biggest title that led to the video game crash of the early 1980s. The availability of a wide range of games, from action-packed shooters to mind-bending puzzles, made the Atari 2600 a versatile and enduring gaming platform. The 2600 wasn't merely a gaming console, it was a cultural phenomenon that left an indelible mark on the world. Its influence extended far beyond the realm of gaming, shaping not only how we played, but also how we perceived entertainment and technology. It was instrumental in bringing video gaming from the arcades to the living room. It provided an accessible and affordable way for families to enjoy interactive entertainment at home. Suddenly, gathering around the TV to play games became a method of family bonding. The joystick controller, a hallmark of the Atari 2600, became an iconic symbol of gaming. Its design was intuitive, making it accessible to players of all ages. The simple red fire button was a universal symbol of action in gaming, a concept that persists in modern game controllers. The Atari 2600 and its games found their way into popular culture. References to Atari games became commonplace in movies, TV shows, and even music. Its success demonstrated the immense potential of bringing interactive entertainment into the living room. This pioneering spirit laid the foundation for subsequent generations of gaming consoles, from the Nintendo Entertainment System NES to the PlayStation and Xbox series. One of the most revolutionary features of the Atari 2600 was the use of interchangeable game cartridges. This concept not only expanded the game library, but also became a standard practice in the gaming industry. Cartridge-based gaming systems set the stage for the evolution of game distribution, leading to the digital download platforms we see today. The Atari 2600 hardware limitations challenged game developers to push creative boundaries. They had to work within tight constraints to deliver engaging gaming experiences. This necessity for innovation influenced the development of gameplay mechanics, level design, and storytelling in subsequent games. The console's multiplayer capabilities, facilitated by its joystick controllers, popularized the concept of playing with friends and family. The social aspect of gaming introduced by the Atari 2600 remains a core element in modern gaming, with online multiplayer and cooperative modes being integral features. The Atari 2600 era witnessed the rise of third-party game developers. Companies like Activision and Imagic showed that independent studios could create compelling games for the console. This legacy continues today, with indie game developers making significant contributions to the gaming industry. The Atari 2600's enduring appeal among retro gamers has created a thriving market for classic games and hardware. Modern emulators, re-releases, and retro-inspired games pay homage to the console's legacy, allowing new generations of gamers to experience its charm. The Atari 2600's cultural significance has led to dedicated communities of collectors and preservationists. They work tirelessly to document and preserve the history of the console and its games, ensuring that the heritage of early gaming remains accessible for future generations. The Atari 2600 era also serves as a reminder of the challenges faced by the gaming industry in its infancy. Notable incidents such as the video game crash of 1983, partly attributed to oversaturation and quality control issues, informed industry practices and the importance of game quality assurance. In conclusion, the 2600 was not just a gaming console. It was a trailblazer that laid the foundation for the modern gaming industry. Its impact can be seen in the evolution of hardware, game design, distribution methods, and the enduring love for classic games. The Atari 2600 continues to hold a special place in the hearts of gamers, and its legacy lives on in every video game we play today. Did you ever own an Atari 2600? What was your favorite game for the beloved console? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Join us again for more trips through the tech timeline.